Hey, what's going on? We're here from sports. On the contract extension with Dawson Knox over at One Bills Drive. Again, Paul from hashtag Sports. So here's the deal. Ultimately, Dawson Knox has been a utilized target for Josh Allen, but when you take a look at the tight end market, not exactly targeted like a top 5 tight end, although his utilization is a chart. He put together a fantastic season last year. I think Buffalo was walking into contract year. Normally, Buffalo has identified core players. They like to try and get contract extensions before the end of their contract years. I saw them do that with Deion Dawkins. I saw them do it with Josh Allen. Tremaine Edmonds still is a contract that has to be. Oliver's still a contract that has to be signed if they're going to leverage those players for future contract extensions. I don't know. But what I can tell you is Dawson Knox signed a 4-year contract extension worth $53 million, $31 million guaranteed. Now, here's what's fascinating about that. There is no restructure of the current year, which means Buffalo is in play to make additional roster moves that will fit. Of course, we're talking about Odell added at some point. Buffalo will absolutely still need to do that with the Dawson Knox extension. This extension isn't kicking in until next season. It is a true extension. There was no signing bonus money with this contract, which means he signed it for future goods, right? 4 years, apparently 53. Mike Garofalo said 4 years, $53 million or 31 mil guaranteed. I'm willing to believe that. So that makes Dawson Knox, again, top 5 paid tight end within the NFL on an average year basis, which if last year's production is anything, seems warranted, right? Even though it's hardly there, the efficiency was certainly there. So top 5 tight end. The Beane continues to sign players to contracts that will age really, really well. Dawson Knox hasn't really had too much health issues to be concerned of just yet. And the contract is you're not $1 right now, a few $1. The cap is going up exponentially every year, with the exception of the last couple of years. This last season was a huge increase. And it's obvious that Beane never liked set market value, right? That's something that I think we've become pretty uncomfortable with, is setting market value for a player. Of course, you look at a player like Von Miller, I think it's probably a little different, but that's probably the reason I haven't seen a Tremaine's contract extension, because I'm sure Tremaine wants to reset value at the linebacker position. You see TJ Watt's contract, you say, I want that. I don't blame you for wanting that, but that's not what Brandon Beane's going to give you, because those contracts don't always age particularly well. Dawson Knox contract's going to age really well. The $31 million in guaranteed money that he has is all future guaranteed money. Don't be shocked when they renegotiate at the beginning of the year to take that $31 million in guarantee and turn it into a signing bonus. That way you can spread that money evenly across the first 5 years of contract is the collective bargaining rules. Dawson Knox 4 years after this season. Again, they didn't touch this season of football, so his salary cap number is going to remain exactly where it is. Good news for Buffalo, great news for Dawson Knox. And it doesn't matter if the reason Buffalo and O.J. Howard was to say, this is the premier athlete, right? He was underutilized. We're not sure what's up, but let's bring in the premier level athlete and let's compare him against Dawson Knox and see if we're spending our money wisely. I think they learned, right? O.J. Howard didn't make it through roster cuts, and it is just a matter of weeks before Dawson Knox is signed to a top 5 contract to play tight end for the Buffalo Bills for the foreseeable future. He and Josh Allen are very close. This is going to be no different. Boy, what an exciting time to be a Bills fan. So this, again, is looking at 4 years, $53 million, $31 million guaranteed money, and that is where it sits here in Buffalo. Thanks so much from hashtag Sports. Have a great one, everybody.